Welcome to the deep dive. We've got some interesting pieces in front of us today, basically. News releases from Ling Corporation and a timeline. And it all seems to center around their relationship with the Hokkaido Nipponham Fighters Kamagaya Stadium.
Right. Looks like a sponsorship deal of some kind.
Exactly. So our goal here for everyone listening is to really unpack this based on the sources, figure out the timeline, what happened when, and maybe, why Ling Corp is involved.
Yeah, and it's useful having their own announcements. We're getting it straight from them, so to speak.
Sure.
That timeline should help us piece it together chronologically. So, yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, great. So diving right in. We've basically got two main news items from Ling Corporation. Let's take the first one. Now, the second announcement actually links back, and it seems the initial deal was made back in March 2023.
March 2023. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So looking at that initial announcement, what stands out to you?
Well, first off, it's framed as a formal sponsorship agreement, not just like a one-time donation or something casual.
Right. That implies a bit more structure.
Definitely. It suggests, a potentially ongoing relationship right from the start.
And their stated reasons. They're quite specific, aren't they?
They are. They mentioned supporting the stadium's activities, which, okay, that makes sense for a sports sponsorship. Standard stuff.
Uh-huh.
But they also talk about contributing to regional promotion and revitalization.
Yeah, through sports and talent support. That talent support phrase kind of caught my eye. What do you read into that?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, that dual focus? It suggests maybe Ling Corporation sees this as more than just, baseball. Maybe the stadium is a vehicle for broader community stuff, like talent support. Does that mean youth programs?
Yeah.
Or other local athletes? Or even like business skills related to sports.
Could be. It hints at something maybe a bit deeper than just brand awareness.
It feels like it. More like an integrated community engagement strategy, perhaps.
That makes sense. So less about just plastering their logo everywhere and more about aligning with local growth.
Potentially, yeah. Though speaking of logos, the announcement does say their name was displayed at the Kamagaya Stadium.
Ah, okay. So there is definitely that visible component right away.
Absolutely. Visibility is almost always part of the deal in sponsorships. It's how they connect your name to the fighters, to the stadium, to the fans.
Builds that local brand recognition.
Exactly. Right within that community they're talking about supporting.
Okay. So that's March 2023. Now let's jump ahead. The second announcement, our timeline puts this in February 2024.
Right, for the 2024 fiscal year.
And the headline here is basically they're continuing it. They decided to keep the sponsorship going.
And that's pretty significant, I think.
How so?
Well, it tells us the first year must have met their expectations on some level, or at least their commitment to those initial goals. The regional promotion, the talent support was strong enough to reinvest.
So it wasn't just a trial run that failed.
Seems not. It points towards a more sustained effort.
And they mentioned the logo again, still being displayed inside the stadium. Keeping that visual connection going.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Building that association over time.
Precisely. The longer people see Ling Corporation linked with the stadium and the team, the stronger that mental connection becomes. It becomes natural, almost.
And what's really striking, I thought, is that the reasons they give for continuing, they're basically identical to the first announcement.
Almost word for word, isn't it?
Yeah. Supporting the stadium, regional promotion, revitalization, sports, talent support, all the same key phrases.
That consistency is probably the biggest takeaway here.
You think?
Yeah, because repeating the exact same motivations suggests it wasn't just PR fluff the first time around. It points to a defined strategy.
Okay, so this is tied into their broader goals for how they interact with the region, not just a random act of kindness.
It certainly looks that way. It feels planned.
And I also noticed in that second announcement from Feb 24, they included a link. I think it was labeled related articles or something.
Oh, the link, yeah.
Right. And it points directly back to the first announcement from March 23. That's smart.
Why do you say that?
Well, it creates a clear trail. It reinforces the narrative, right? For anyone seeing the new announcement, they're immediately shown, hey, this isn't new. We've been doing this.
Like building a public record of the partnership.
Exactly. It shows continuity, transparency. It tells stakeholders this is an ongoing commitment.
Okay, so let's try and, zoom out a bit for the listeners. Putting it all together, the timeline seems pretty clear. Initial agreement kicks off March 2023.
Right.
Then come February 2024, they confirm they're continuing it for the next fiscal year.
Yeah, so it's definitely not a one-and-done kind of thing. It looks like an ongoing partnership.
And throughout both pieces of news, that message from Ling Corporation, it stayed remarkably stable.
Very consistent. That core idea, supporting the community via sports and developing talent. It's the recurring theme.
Which, as you said, strongly suggests it's a key part of why they're doing this. It's central to their involvement.
It seems to be. It feels quite deliberate.
Yeah, an ongoing strategic partnership. The repeated commitment, the logo visibility. It points to a relationship where both sides are presumably getting something out of it.
Well, Ling Corporation provides financial support, presumably. And in return, they get that visibility. They get to associate their brand with the team, the stadium, and these positive community values they keep mentioning.
So for everyone listening, this raises a question, doesn't it? What does this pattern tell us about Ling Corporation itself? About its values, maybe? Or just its strategy for engaging with the community?
That's the core question, really.
Right.
Are they mainly after the brand lift? Or is there a genuine, deeper drive to, actually foster local talent and boost the region?
Their official statements definitely push the second idea.
They do. But sponsorships are often multi-layered, aren't they? They can serve several strategic aims at once. Brand building and community support.
That's true. It's rarely just one single thing. But the act itself, investing in a local stadium like Kamagaya, it does signal some kind of connection to that specific place.
Absolutely. It's a tangible way to demonstrate commitment. For a company like Ling Corp, sponsoring a local team or facility can be a very effective tool for building goodwill in areas where they operate or have interests. It's a way of, giving back.
Okay, so let's summarize the main points from this deep dive.
Right.
We've seen Ling Corporation set up a sponsorship deal with the Fighters Kamagaya Stadium back in March 2023.
Check.
And then they explicitly decided to continue that support into the 2024 fiscal year, announcing it in February 24.
Right. An extension of the commitment.
And their stated reasons, both times, have consistently focused on supporting the stadium itself, but also this broader goal of regional development through sports and, importantly, through talent support.
Yep, that consistent messaging is key. It looked like a well-defined, ongoing strategy. Not just a reaction, but a plan.
Indicating, a sustained interest in that Kamagaya region and a belief that backing sports and talent can actually help revitalize the area.
Seems to be the narrative they're putting forward, yes.
So here's maybe a final thought to leave everyone with. Ling Corporation specifically mentions talent support. It's right there in their reasoning, twice. If that's a genuine focus for them, what other kinds of things might a company do to support talent in a region, beyond just sponsoring the local baseball stadium's operational costs?
That's a great question. Does it imply scholarships?
Yeah.
Youth training programs? Maybe even investing in facilities beyond the main stadium?
Exactly. What does talent support truly encompass for them? Thinking about that and how business, sports, and community development connect. It definitely suggests there's more going on here than just, a simple logo placement.
It opens up some interesting avenues for speculation about their broader strategy, for sure.